Chat freebie table, October 23rd, 2024. But first, please help my humble channel to grow. Like, subscribe, share, comment, any combination thereof. Why? Cause you're beautiful on the inside and on the outside. NeonEli'shuaX. So this is a freebie table I normally wouldn't go to, y'all. But this is like a public area on my floor. The freebie tables are on the first floor. But sometimes people will put stuff here, so I'm gonna take them. They got two cans of garbanzo beans and a thing of Sarita long grain premium brown rice. It's interesting because the white rice version of this is Bobby approved, but the brown rice version is they're still figuring it out. They haven't made a decision. If y'all are on the Bobby app. So we're gonna go downstairs to the other freebie tables, y'all. That's a rarity that they put anything there, but it happens occasionally. I'm predicting that we're gonna have another long grain Sarita brown rice, and this time it'll be just one can of garbanzo beans. Let's see if I'm correct or not. Are y'all ready? We're almost there. Looky there, y'all. There's one can of garbanzo beans and another bag of brown Sarita long grain rice. How did I know that? Yeah, I went shopping today. The Target was what you would expect, but my God, he exceeded my expectations in a good way because he shielded me from all of it, y'all. It even came to my mind that just go ahead and put on the book of Revelations for. Oh, y'all, look at this. Candy bars are $1.50 from this machine, y'all. I've never bought anything from this machine. See that, y'all? $1.50. See that something? My goodness. Little bags of chips are $1.25. Well, that's inflation. We want to thank our beloved Biden Harris. Aren't they a wonderful team? So yeah. I've been depressed because, I know you TIs, y'all aren't responding to what the Lord has me telling y'all. You're not doing it. The Lord assuaged my depression a little bit by showing me energy. We had the second. I'm laughing because there's this lady. You couldn't see her, but. So there's nothing at the other freebie tables, y'all. They'd either be on these chairs or on that yellow table right there. Sometimes I'll take a walk further back. When I do a U-turn, y'all will see what I'm talking about. They go, maybe they're hiding the goodies over here. Interesting, they have bottled water. So I'm assuming that's probably just to encourage strangers to water the plants. Because they got this room, they actually take care of the plants. On my floor or on my part of the building, they do not. So you guys probably got an idea. But yeah, there's no goodies back here. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with garbanzo beans because I understand you can make some good stuff with them. So, and then I'm depressed because God's judgment's coming. There's a part of me just like, not just so the program can end, really just because I'm selfish. Because I want to say, well, not even just so that the child trafficking will end. Because when God's judgment falls on this nation, it will end child trafficking. I know it's going to be hard for everyone. Oh, by the way, so behind me, y'all, you can kind of barely see, there's a parking lot back there. So there's a lady walking, right? She's trying to walk with a walker, And so as I'm coming up to the window, y'all know how they try to keep you boxing everywhere you go. You got folks coming out the woodwork. So she turned around and she looked almost directly at me like, does he see me? Does he see me? It's hilarious because generally speaking, I don't. They have to practically be right in my face because the Lord doesn't make, the Lord makes me not be putting a lot of attention to them. So a lot of times I might happen to look behind me and, there's a red truck or there's people crossing the street right after I walked, past that intersection or whatever. But it's happenstance. Like, what's happening, but the Lord doesn't allow that to be the focus of what I'm doing. The Lord makes me focus more on what I'm supposed to be doing. So, y'all gonna hear the book of Revelation because when I went to go shopping, there it is. So, I remembered my key, yay. Oh gosh. I'm beat, y'all. That was like a 11-mile bike ride, something like that. Let me go ahead and turn this off. I decided, since I'm worried about people coming in my room, because there's multiple people that have master keys to this place. I thought, well, I'll play the book of Revelation, because that's a terrifying book. Maybe that'll scare off the demons that are in them so they won't come into my room. So I've been doing that now. Well, as of today, I'm going to be doing it regularly, playing the book of Revelation whenever I leave. Which kind of means I'm going to be torturing my neighbor upstairs. I realize now he'll probably leave his room. I'm certain that any of them that monitor me, they probably put in earplugs or they don't listen because the book of Revelation is terrifying. I think it's terrifying because at some level, people know that it's the Word of God, it's the truth. So, but yeah, I was depressed, but I had to leave my room. You have to recertify to do for public housing here, at least in Cheyenne, that's how it works. You have to recertify every year, and there's a process. And they determine how much your rent will go up. My rent doesn't go up this year by the grace of God. It won't go up in 2025. If I'm still here in 2026, it would most likely go up then. At least by a few bucks. I don't suspect I'll be here. I suspect that God's judgment is going to fall before then. Because the Lord did tell me you will be going back to LA. He didn't tell me when. And that's the problem, because when God tells us something, especially when it's something that we want, we will assume it's going to happen tomorrow or in a week or in a month. But a lot of times it can be years or potentially decades. I'm in my 50s, so I hope it's not decades, but I think it's going to be soon. I don't know when, but it'll be sometime after God's judgment falls on this nation. And I'll get to go home. LA is my home. I didn't grow up there, but I lived there for 18 years. Only reason I had the balls to move there was because the Lord told me to move there. I didn't know why, but he kept hitting me for months and months. And everybody's telling me, my partner, back when I was in the gay lifestyle, well, he was my ex-partner. He was telling me, you can't do that. You go there, LA can swallow you alive, and it's true. Big cities like LA, New York, you can go missing, nobody ever knows what happened to you. And I thought about that too, because I don't have no family in LA. I still don't. But the Lord took care of me. He helped set me up, and was able to get permanent housing in 17 years. And when I finally did move there, I was getting more and more broke. I was living in Palm Springs, living with my ex. We were exes at the time, but he was kind enough to let me live with him because I was beginning to fall apart a little bit. Wasn't able to make any money. As soon as I moved to LA, I started making money. And I thought, why did I let the Lord kind of put his thumb into my head and be like, "You're going to LA. You're going to LA," for 6 months. I think it was 6 months before I finally left. It was months. I don't know how many months. Months every day. You got to move to LA. You're going to move to LA. I want to move to LA. Why am I saying I want to move to LA? You're going to move to LA. And shortly after I moved there, I was like, this is home. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm meant to be. And to be driven out of there the way I was. But in some ways, LA was ground zero for the destruction that our government would levy on us through the lockdowns, these illegal, immoral lockdowns, this scamdemic, the way they mishandled it. Society began to unravel, and the city began to, in some ways, you could say, fall apart. Crime began to be the norm. People didn't even report crimes. Like if somebody lost their life, that would be reported, but a lot of crimes didn't even get reported anymore. Police ain't gonna do nothing about it. Society began to unravel. I can't wait to go back to LA, y'all. I know that sounds crazy, but that's my home. That's where I belong. So, but it will not be safe for me to go back there until after God's judgment falls. Because this program is very powerful in LA. And in its own way, it's powerful here in Cheyenne, but it's very different because LA, just because of the density of population, they just have more people per square block that can target you, that can box you in. You have more people on substances under the influence that if you give them a dirty look because they're gang stalking you or hitting you with V2K, they'll really play the part like, what the F you looking at? And they'll try to pick a fight with you. I had multiple altercations in LA because I was a hothead. And multiple near altercations. Thankfully, the Lord did what he told me he would do. He put the fear of me in the hearts of people even in LA. And there's times where I get multiple men that would want to fight me at one time. Multiple. Almost never was it one-on-one. Almost never would they try to fight me. They have to be completely on something. Because the Lord put the fear of me in their hearts. But, yeah, the Lord got me out of my place. He got me to go shopping. And that's the most important thing, is that no matter how depressed I am, that when I have to leave, the Lord gives me the strength to leave. Praise his holy name. So, I send out my love to all y'all beautiful born again TIs. God bless.